Happy birthday to me. I should probably be out celebrating, but instead I'm here. I do have friends. I have a lot of friends and they're waiting for me right outside the door. But I thought I should make this quick video. It's not going to be in a style that I usually do or a topic I usually talk about, but I think it's important for myself and maybe someone's going to learn something. Some young warriors are going to learn something from the 25 lessons I've learned so far in my 25 years of being alive. And I'll try to do this in 25 positions in my house. I don't even know if that is possible, but you'll find out. Starting at number 1, in this spot right here, my trusty shooting basement. Life is the only thing you need. If you have life, you have everything. If you don't have life, you have nothing. And what I mean by life is health, both mental and physical. Taking care of your physical health is really important. Going to the gym or exercising, playing a sport, doing yoga, doing anything you enjoy 3 to 4 times a week just to get the blood moving and your heart racing is essential to feeling good and also growing something. I've noticed that when I've started working out this year as a New Year's resolution, seeing my progress at the gym or playing a sport has really encouraged me to also pursue other things in life that are challenging, because I know that if I stay disciplined, there's a lot of things that I can accomplish as opposed to starting something and burning out. It's better to take it step by step, start 2-3 days, build a new hobby, build habits, and then see the fruits of your labor. And mental health is also equally important. You need to be able to stay focused, and how I've done that is by doing things that I really enjoy. For example, this YouTube channel, or other things in my life like travel that I've been very fortunate enough to do, or having good relationships has really enabled me to be content with where I am and who I am as a person. So I really encourage everybody to take care of their mental health and their physical health. Did I really just turn around the camera and start filming in the opposite direction? Maybe. But the second lesson is that time is the real wealth. Money can only get you so far if you don't have your time. I know people who work 80 to 90 hours a week. They're pretty wealthy in terms of having a lot of money in their bank account, but they have time to do nothing else. They can't see their loved ones. They can't go out. They can't enjoy new food. They can't go travel. So try to buy your time back somehow with the wealth you have, instead of making more wealth and having no time to do nothing else. Oh, what a beautiful Christmas tree. Lesson number 3, you will never regret being kind. This applies to strangers and also to the people that you know. Everybody has stuff going on in life, and if you understand that, you'll increase both your emotional intelligence and also be able to put yourself in their situation, which helps you figure out how you can help them best. I have never regretted being kind, even in situations where I could have said something or done something when someone hurt me. Letting things go and letting things be has worked out positively both for my mental health and being able to focus on things that I actually genuinely enjoy. Back where I belong, the basement, for lesson number 4, which is setting boundaries. In my opinion, the most important things, learning how to say no. It can be tough at first, especially if there's been no boundaries in your household growing up. Putting yourself first can seem like you're being selfish, but in the long run, you're actually helping yourself and others around you. It's simply because saying no allows you to spend your time the way you want it, doing things that you enjoy, and being better able to choose who you give your time to. Our free time gets more limited the older we grow because of responsibilities, so it's very important to set these boundaries and really figure out how you want to spend your time. Lesson number 5. Lesson number 5 and 6 are similar, so I'm going to bunch them in together, which is find your purpose in life and enjoy the process of learning and exploring that purpose. I've noticed that a lot of people don't even know what they like, what they don't like, how they like to spend their time, and constantly do things and live the life other people think is ideal. But you need to really question yourself and think about what your ideal life is like and the steps that you can take to get to that point. What's more important is enjoying the process of getting to that point. It's going to be tough, but if you really think hard and figure out what the final destination is like, the process is also going to get easier. 7, be authentic. We have this board game shelf at the back with some of the best board games ever made in existence, and this is because I like board games. I enjoy playing board games with my friends, thinking about the best strategies, and more importantly, beating them and crushing them and winning. If you're always authentic to who you are as a person and try to do things that you genuinely enjoy, people feed off of that energy. It's contagious. Think about some of the moments in your life. You have clearly been able to tell when someone's faking it, being nice to you, or faking who they are as a person, versus when they're being authentic. There's a different vibe, a different energy that they radiate. So be authentic, do things that you like, so that other people can also feed off of that energy and also enjoy their time with you. Lesson number 8 and 9 are similar, so I grouped them in together. Build good relationships and learn how to say sorry. There's going to be times in your life where you screw up. We're all human after all. But the more important thing is, how do we learn from these mistakes that we make and how do we try to make things right? The key to good relationships is having empathy and also valuing quality over quantity. 3 good friends or even 4 good friends is worth way more than 100 acquaintances. People that you can really connect with and really trust don't come that often. So when you get them, be sure to stay close to them and really let them know how valuable they are to you. you. Number 10, focusing on things that you can control. Whenever you encounter a tough situation, which you will, there's going to be two buckets of obstacles. Obstacles that you can control and influence somehow, and obstacles that are completely out of your hand. And to limit your suffering and to maximize efficiency when it comes to handling obstacles, try to focus on the things that you can control. This ensures that none of your effort is wasted on thinking about things or worrying about things, and most of your time is actually put into things that can help you solve the problem. This also ties into lesson 11, which is being solution oriented. When something happens to you, an unfortunate event, an obstacle comes up, something that you feel very frustrated about, it can help you tackle the problem in a more rational and productive manner. 12 and 13 also tie in together, which is staying humble and having an open mind. I actually never assume that you're the smartest person in the room. Always be open and willing to learn from people, accept differences, accept that some people are never going to have the same opinion as you, and that is fine, but that doesn't make them bad people or someone that you should hate or dislike. And at the same time, stay humble. Just because you have knowledge in a certain domain doesn't make you the only qualified person in that subject. Always be willing to learn, always be willing to expand your horizons, and keep an open mind. Number 14 is simply facing your fears and taking risks. I understand people have different risk tolerance. Some people want adrenaline every day, and some people want to live a much safer life. But I do encourage everybody to do at least one risky thing, quote unquote, every month to challenge themselves and see how far they can push themselves. And risk doesn't mean that you have to jump off of a building. It is simply just going outside of your comfort zone. For example, I didn't even know how to swim before this year, so I took some swimming lessons. And now I'm okay in the water. If there's things that you've been putting off because you're afraid, just try them out in micro doses and see how that makes you feel, because I can almost guarantee you that after the fact, you're going to feel amazing. 15 is being okay with being alone. This is something that I've had to teach myself, that you always don't need to have people around you to enjoy your time. Go take a walk alone, eat dinner alone at a restaurant, which I've done plenty of times. Go travel alone, visit a new city that you've never been to, or maybe even a country, but learn to find yourself when you're alone. Spending time alone goes a long way in finding who you are as a person and allows you to be more comfortable in your own skin. 16 and 17 tie in together. Learning makes life fun, and what better way to learn than from the people around you? Celebrate people's success instead of getting jealous, and try to learn how they got to where they got to if in fact you also want to emulate that. And at the same time, challenge yourself to learn a new skill or a new hobby every year. Some ways to do that is maybe learn a new language, maybe pick up a new sport, or maybe even join a food tasting group. Lesson number 18 is taking rest and not forgetting to breathe. Life can get really hectic sometimes, and sometimes the best solution is taking a step back, taking some rest, taking a breather, so that you can have a minor reset and get back to focusing much quicker in a much better state. And resting is better for longevity. If you continue working hard without treating yourself, you can burn out pretty quickly, which is not going to be optimal long term. So take some rest and also learn how to have some fun. 19 is forgiving others and letting go. There's going to be times in your life when people hurt you and cause you stress. You can do two things here. You can 1, acknowledge it, accept it, don't forget it, and move on. Or 2, acknowledge it and let it consume you for the rest of your life. And if you choose option number 2 for every single time someone hurts you, it's really not going to leave you enough time to actually focus on people who make you happy. 20 and 21 tie in together, which is valuing your own time and valuing experiences over products. If you buy a really fancy watch, a really fancy car, some fancy shoes, it's only going to feel good for the first day, maybe the first 2 days, the first week, but eventually that feeling of newness is going to wear out and you'll want the next big thing. Instead, if you buy something that's a bit modest and repurpose that money and spend it on an experience, maybe a vacation, maybe going on a road trip, trying out some new food, that experience is going to stick with you forever and you'll have less regrets about spending your money. Lesson number 22 is being kind and generous to people. If you can help people out financially by sparing some money out of your paycheck, in terms of time, by volunteering, helping people move, or maybe even with your connections, by helping people get a job, get introduced to someone, or open a door, you will never regret being kind to someone. Well, unless they're a murderer, but this holds true for 99% of the population. Be kind to people and make people's day better. I'm back in this trusted spot for the last 3 lessons. Be creative, laugh, and sleep. Laugh and sleep are pretty self-explanatory. You need to laugh, you need to sleep, keeps you healthy, keeps you motivated. But the third thing, being creative. Why is that important? Creativity can look like different things to different people. For some people, it might be making a video. For other people, it might be doing some art. Some people might think starting a business is creativity, or even writing code can be considered creativity. But I think it's essential to put your own creations out in the world. They're not going to be the best when you start out. They're most probably going to be pretty bad. But then you go back to another lesson, which is trust the process. You need to trust the process with your own creativity as well and have fun with it. Because seeing something come to life that you create, that feeling, I just don't think it's possible to replicate that. And that is our 25 lessons. I hope you learned something. I've learned something in these 25 years that I've been alive, and I'm looking forward to even more life lessons as I grow older. See you in the next one.